So let's now try and figure out exactly what is happening on the ground with the top experts on the field, and nobody really knows more about what's happening to the weather or to farming than these gentlemen. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, Chairman of the National Commission on Farmers. It's a great pleasure and a privilege to have you with us, as it is to have you with us, Professor Abhijeet Sen, Member Agriculture at the Planning Commission. And joining us right here in the studio is Mr. B.P. Yadav, Director of the Met Department, who can perhaps tell us whether it's going to rain in those areas or whether it's not very shortly. But Dr. Swaminathan, let me just start with you. How bad is the crop situation actually looking right now? Some government sources are saying there's a 10 to 20% drop in some areas, maybe even a 50% drop in other areas.
Very difficult to say, because if the monsoon revives, as they say, in the northwest India, there is Punjab, Haryana, by July 15th, there will be some reduction, but not as steep as you mentioned.
All right. Abhijeet Sen next. How bad is the situation from what you're hearing on the ground? Which are the areas that are really seeing problems?
See, we've had a early monsoon followed by the monsoon getting stuck. Now it's rolling again. But one area, that's the northwest, it hasn't, I mean, officially monsoon has reached, but it has been a very unreliable. I mean, it's not really reached the northwest. In some sense, this was expected, because the second report of the IMD, second long-run report, said that the northwest would have only about 80%, and that's why our real concern today is not really about the rest of the country, although for the country as a whole the IMD is still predicting slightly less than normal, but about the northwest. Now, as far as the northwest is concerned, we will get a clearer picture, I suppose, in the next 10 days or so.
Right. If I can just understand what you're saying, are you saying very categorically that other than the northwest, the rest of the country does not have to worry? The situation in the rest of the country from a crop point of view is more or less normal. Is that what you're saying?
As of now, we cannot say that things are horrible. I mean, one shouldn't be actually making a statement which is panicky. And in the northwest, the real problem is not so far with rains, although there will be a problem with rains. It's really to do with the reservoir situation and what the reservoir situation might look further into the year, into the Rabi season.
Right. Mr. Swaminathan, if I can just come back to you. There used to be a time when failed monsoons, the possibility of a drought, used to be the single most frightening thing for this country. Now, 21st century, the year 2009, is the fear of drought still as bad as it once was, or have we, in a sense, gone past it? There are great food reserves, things like that.
No, I think it's not past that stage. We have problems, but fortunately the redeeming feature is a very large grain reserve with the government, both wheat and rice, over 40 million tons, and that is one of our strengths in managing this kind of climate calamity.
So the Finance Minister has also been talking very recently about a contingency plan that the government is putting together just in case, for some reason the rains get worse or it does become a drought. What are the specific features that you would like to see in the plan, and when do you think that plan should start being rolling out? When have we actually reached the point where we need a contingency?